Phoneme-Grapheme mapping is the relationship between the sounds of spoken language and the letters that represent those spoken sounds. In this video, we're going to chat more about it and how you can use it in your classroom. I'm Angela Griffith, and I help teachers to create positive learning experiences for the students in their classroom. Phoneme-Grapheme mapping can be a complex process, but your students can understand it. If you missed the video about what a phoneme is and what a grapheme is, I'll leave that linked for you below in the description. The process of matching sounds to letters or phonemes to graphemes is called Phoneme-Grapheme mapping. When students participate in this, it requires several steps from them. They have to be able to pronounce a word, then segment that word into its phonemes, and then know the letters that are used to represent those phonemes. So before we take a look at this in action, I have to know, do you use Phoneme-Grapheme mapping in your classroom? Let me know in the comments below. So let's take a look at a CVC word. When we're getting ready to map the word, first we say the word. Let's use the word sip. Next, we're going to segment that word into its individual phonemes. And we're going to use our mat and place a chip or a counter down for each phoneme. S, I, P. So then we point to the S. How do we write that? S. We write the letter S in the first box. Then I point to the next sound, I. How do we write that? The letter I. And then we point to the last sound, P. How do we write that? The letter P. I make sure to point out that only one sound can go in each box. So then we say, what's our word? Sip. Then you can have them to write it in their best handwriting. If you happen to be using the magnetic chips with the magnetic wand, then you can have them zap it. So now let's take a look at what this would look like when there are two graphemes mapped to one phoneme. We'll use the word chop. We're going to follow the same routine that we did with the word sip. So first we say the word chop. Then we segment it into its phonemes using a chip or a counter each time. P. Then we take it phoneme by phoneme. Point to the ch sound. How do we write that? CH. This is a good time to point out that because it is one sound, the letters go in one box. We are using two graphemes to spell the one phoneme. Then we go to the next sound in the middle. How do we write that? O. Then we continue with the last phoneme. P. How do we write that? P. Then you can have them to write that in their best handwriting. Then grab your wand and zap it. Chop. If you're looking for more information on Phoneme-Grapheme mapping, I'm going to put a link to this book below in the description. It has a great explanation, and there are Phoneme-Grapheme mapping lessons that you can use. Phoneme-Grapheme mapping is an important skill for reading and writing because it allows students to connect the sounds of words with the letters that represent those sounds. This process can be tricky for some students, but with practice, they can become more confident readers and writers. I'll see you guys in the next video.